Hello everyone, thank you all for watching. Today we'll be speaking about the moon transiting the third house. And as we already know, many astrologers know that the moon is our, as it is known in psychology, also that the moon represents our emotional nature, our responsive to our close environment, and also depicts a representation within our own nature, um, being influenced within the inside, the unconscious side, the emotional triggers, the quiet instinctual action, um, active parts of our nature, which is the emotional part. And then we speak that once we have connected towards that, we have an amount that it amounts to having having to perceive your concrete results. And what I see when having the moon transiting the third house, um, moon situated in the third house and closely neighboring the third house, situated there, locked in, right there in the third house. Third house, also known in astrology, the house of communication, the house of transportation, the house of movement, the house of using and manipulating your creation. And then this goes to putting yourself in newspapers, putting yourself in marketing, putting yourself in television, putting yourself in interviews and sound, in traffic, in cars, and then actually having to distribute your connections to another farther short journeys, journeying out within your own emotional side and representing that in our close neighboring environment. Moon, third house. Um, Taking yourself in a more diplomatic way, being conscious of how you connect and interview yourself. And this could take up in many types of forms. It could it could be might as well be taking in a new study in writing, in newspapering, in gathering well enough information that suits you well, and that in response to that you get your gifts that respect that complete loyal, complete independence, complete renouncing your habitual needs, and that puts you in a constructive, in a more imaginative, in a more creation, in a more self-respect, and a more grateful you are in scrapping away your old emotional baggage that came out from your earlier beginning. You now have a sense of forthrightness, a sense of go between what's right and what's wrong, which is the emotional nature that has its two sides, the within and without, the self-inquiring aspects. And then you have the mind connection, that having that perception and reviewing your thoughts on having no influence on your emotional nature, just quite logical and systematically developing your own methods in how you go through your day-to-day activities. And that could be having to review how your day was in a more constructive, in a more open way, and therefore having yourself secured within your own emotional state. And because it amplifies you to put yourself out there, and doing what is best for you is the greatest ever, because we're in the know. We're probably doing alternative healing, alternative work, alternative emotional bonding, emotional closeness into our neighboring aspects. It could be neighboring to a part of ourselves towards another, or associating ourselves into groups, into greater masses, into media, into alternative writing, into doing help that deserves volumes and volumes of guidance. which in result is always positive. And these two combinations, these two planets combining these energies are, like I said, they're very useful in hand, and they're one of the greatest, most um, atmospheric aspects that could help you rise above your emotions, which they could come up, and quite easily switch to the other gear and start doing something else, which complements your subjective identity. And however that takes, how, however long it takes, it will be positive because you're rooted in your information, um, and you know what you're speaking about. You have a voice, you have your communications, and this goes hand in hand with the groundbreaking breakthrough ideas, the mental idea. Third house is mental communication to the emotional nature in those neighboring surroundings, and communicating your ideas, and reviewing past incarnations of how this went, on how you approve of yourself now, because your emotional nature has been guaranteed that it hasn't been bad, it actually has been good. It just takes a process, and a process of analyzing and doing the small work. So the knowledge you get from me would be doing the small things first, starting up with your title, and signing up, and start doing your writing work, and start doing your work, start doing written documents, and then you got the Mercury that is expansive, because that gives you the option to really put your out there in a very great ideas relative to your higher understanding. So there is a great benefit in doing the small things first, at the beginning of the day or at the beginning of any hour, and start by focusing on the smaller things, and then your higher mind will gravitate towards and lift you up and try to know what kind of subjects you were deficient or kind of upset about. And there comes a great breakthrough, a great enhancement of livelihood and reassurance that there is beauty on the other side. And once you get that habit, and destroy your old habits, of course, and renew yourself in this new light that is quite beneficial, that is quite new, that helps you in your partnerships, in your relationships, and your skills, most importantly. So everyone, thank you all for joining me. Today was the horoscope for Geminis, and this was an astrological reading for all the Geminis. Thank you all. Please don't forget, I am doing my readings for $27. Please don't forget to check out my Facebook account to go in and sign up for a astrological chart reading done from me, and we will go on from there, and hope everyone benefits from this. And thank you all. Namaste. This is for Gemini horoscopes, July 28th through the first week of August. Thank you all. Namaste. Blessings, love, and light.